organizing a rental car and picking it up from the airport, you think that would be pretty easy, but when you show up with a fleet of 8 guys, it gets a bit more difficult. So it's apparently really expensive to rent an 8-passenger van here, and it's inconvenient to only have one car because we're all going different directions at different times. So we ended up getting 4 Nissan Micras for an absolute bargain through one of Ian's friends. And so it made more sense to have 4 cars, but none of us had driven on the wrong side of the road. None of us had been down to this side. It was interesting just loading up 4 guys that had never driven a right-hand drive vehicle, especially on the wrong side of the road, to let them loose on a major city like Sydney. After we got done fidgeting with the wipers and the blinkers and figuring out which way and, turning the wrong way down a few streets, it started to become kind of a spec micra race around the city. We're racers. It's what we want to do. So we started, having a little fun with the rental cars to pass some time, and it was an absolute hoot trying to figure those things out and get through the city and not kill ourselves or each other in the meantime. There's a little contact here and there, a little bumper to bumper, but it happens in city vehicles. It's quite common down here, so I'm told. Hit Sydney early Wednesday morning, and the car was expected to hit the shore the same day. So we had high hopes of getting the thing out by Friday and getting a jump start on it, and that fit up perfectly with our timeline. Friday came and went. No car, which led us into a really long weekend with extended holiday through Monday. So we knew the earliest at that point we'd get the car was going to be Tuesday, which was at this point, it was a solid 3+ days behind schedule, and not exactly what we had in mind, but it's customs. What are you going to do? You're not just going to walk down there and grab the car. Can't call in a favor. We're at the mercy of the customs officers there. The car was there. We confirmed it was at the port. Container was ready and waiting, but it was on a customs hold, so we went to the beach. Tuesday comes and goes, still no car. It was no news at all, still on a customs hold, and starting to get really impatient at that point, and again, nothing we could do.
Thank you, Customs. Thank you. Thank you for letting us hang out and have a good time.
Had a few mixed emotions, and there's been a little bit of jealousy that's shown up occasionally, but for the most part, these guys deserved it. Obviously it wasn't their fault or the intention to be sitting around as long as they did because the car got stuck in customs.
It was just playing the waiting game, and so we just hung out, waited and no news. And every day at 8 a.m. I was on the phone trying to make something happen, and eventually the car came. We got it. It was almost a week later by the time we actually received the car. And it took some time, but by later that afternoon we got the car out on a flatbed, passed through quarantine, and headed over to Hypertune. So when we got hooked up with Hypertune, it was a company I was familiar with vaguely for high quality automotive parts, and I didn't know exactly what the scope of their capabilities were until we walked through the door. hit me that we have got to be in the most well-equipped shop in all of Australia. There couldn't be a better group of guys and equipment to do what we needed to do. The guys down here have taken absolute fantastic care of us, providing us with everything we need above and beyond to get this car to pro class level. And it's truly a world-class facility with world-class parts and world-class guys, and that's really what makes this place so special. So 4 days left until we're on track. The testing begins. We've got the car, we've got the pieces, we've got everything we need. So every single weld, every single bolt, every single hour that's being put into this thing is one step closer to us hitting that test day. It may not be the prettiest thing on day one, but we can clean the thing up. It's going to be a functioning, very fast piece of equipment, and we're confident that it's going to show well on race day.